When I moved out of Canada, I was really surprised that I couldn't find graham crackers anywhere. And if I could find them, they were astronomically priced. Imagine paying 20 pounds, that's like 28 US dollars for a box of graham crackers. Insane. So I learned how to make them myself.
To 1 1/4 cup or 180 grams of whole wheat flour, add 120 grams or 1 cup of plain or all-purpose flour. Then add in 1 teaspoon 4 grams of baking powder and half a teaspoon 2 grams of salt. Whisk that all together. The whole wheat flour adds the characteristic texture to these crackers, but it also adds a nuttiness to the flavor that you wouldn't get if you just used plain or all-purpose flour. Now set that aside.
Preheat your oven to 175 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you only have the option of a fan oven, bake it at 160 Celsius or 325 degrees Fahrenheit. But I'd recommend doing it without the fan.
To a large mixing bowl, add 3/4 cups or 172 grams of soft butter. Then add in 1/3 cup, 65 grams of dark brown sugar, or light brown sugar would work in a pinch. In goes half a teaspoon, 1 gram of ground cinnamon. This is optional, but it does add to the classic flavor. And I like to add my cinnamon to the butter mixture instead of the dry mixture because the fats really help to pull out the flavor of the spices. Then add in 1/4 cup, 85 grams of honey. It's important to use a liquid honey and not a set honey for this recipe. Let's cream these ingredients together.
You can absolutely do this by hand or with a hand mixer, but I'm just using my stand mixer to make it easier. Don't let that put you off making these.
I always give the bowl a few scrapes when I'm mixing this together to make sure everything is well incorporated. Once that's a cohesive mixture, add in your dry ingredients. And give it a little mix.
You don't want to overmix the dough or they'll get really stiff and gluten-y. They won't have that nice snap when you bite into them.
Once you just have a few tiny bits of flour left, stop mixing. The rest will come together as we start to roll out the dough.
Most of the graham cracker recipes that I tried required you to chill the dough in the fridge. And look, I don't want to wait, so I devised this recipe so that you didn't have to. However, if you'd like to use cookie cutters to cut out your graham crackers into specific shapes, you'll definitely want to chill the dough or it won't lift off the paper.
Turn your dough out onto your work surface.
My oven is fairly small, and so my baking trays therefore are fairly small. I've cut my parchment to fit my baking tray before rolling out the dough, so I know just how big to make my graham crackers. But feel free to make more graham crackers on one tray if you have a bigger oven and bigger trays to work with.
Break your dough down into smaller pieces. I've broken mine down into 4/4. Then form a fat little rectangle with your dough. Cover the top with parchment and start to roll it out, trying to keep a perfect rectangle as you're rolling. It might not look perfect as you're going, just continue to work into the corners that need it more. The more rectangular your shape is here, the less waste we have to remove from the tray. Once your dough is about 2 millimeters thick, peel off the top layer of parchment. Then cut the uneven edges to make a rectangle. Remove any excess dough from the edges. I find a butter knife the perfect way to do this. Then slice your crackers into your desired size. I got about 6 crackers per pan. You want to make sure to dock your crackers with a fork. This will help to keep them nice and flat and they won't rise up in the oven. I like to keep mine together in one large sheet instead of separating them on the paper. I find they bake a little bit more evenly and it's easier to transfer them into the oven and out again. And into the oven.
These will need to bake for 10 to 12 minutes or until you start to get a golden brown edge around your crackers. If you've made them slightly thicker, they might need a little bit longer. And a pro tip for getting the best crunch on your graham crackers is to cook them in the bottom of the oven. I never do more than 1 pan at a time so that I make sure the heat is hitting the crackers perfectly for that nice snap.
While the first batch bakes, continue shaping the rest of your crackers. As soon as the crackers come out of the oven, retrace over the lines you already cut. Then slide the parchment paper onto a cooling rack and let them cool there completely. Your crackers should come apart pretty easily, but you may need to use a butter knife just to separate them a little bit.
This recipe makes the equivalent of about 1 1/4 boxes of graham crackers, 530 grams. And I didn't waste any. That last little bit of dough at the end, I rolled it out really thin and just baked it so I can blitz it up for graham cracker crumbs. Perfect for a cheesecake. Or why not try it in my key lime pie?
These are great on their own or to make s'mores, or even crushing them down into graham cracker crumbs for cheesecake. Here comes the snap.
If you're looking to make the most epic s'mores with my graham cracker recipe, you have to try my maple marshmallows. If you found this video helpful, head down below, hit the like button or the hype button. I appreciate it so much, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite recipe using graham crackers? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.